So, morning, folks. How you doing? Welcome to the channel. Uh, Beautiful morning out there. Sun is shining. Spring is spring is here. I'm just gonna turn off this heater. Hang on one sec. So, fabulous news. I finished the medication today, and it's 8:10. I've been out of bed 10 minutes. That's the longest I've slept in 3 years. I have no pain. I could cry with relief. It's incredible. I'm almost hyperventilating from it. Like it's unbelievable what's happened. So, good times ahead. Like, geez, I suffered. You know, I really suffered. But I kept on trucking. And like I said yesterday, I kept on chucking anytime I could. You know, if it was just running a float down the river after a salmon, or going out out for an hour in the boat. And my very good friend Brad, he'd come down and get me. He came down and he got me one day and he brought me up the river in the boat, and my two hands went like that, you know, they went into claws, and he had to bring me home, and I could see the fear in his face. I feel normal. Sorry, I'm a little upset, but I feel normal. I have no pain. I slept a full night. It's incredible news. So really, 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 really good times ahead now for Copper Coast Lures. We've two big shipments arriving this week. I have a couple of parcels sitting in Heathrow there, lads. I'm going to deal with those today, so don't be worried. Same, Michael. I'll get that stuff off to Scotland today for yourself. Really and truly, things are looking bright. So what have we got on the horizon? Well, loads of plans. We're going to try and get a lure festival together. It might not be this September. It might be September 12 months. But the fishing we will have from Cullenstown to the far side of Yore Bridge will be the ground. So it gives you almost 100 miles of coast, and the get together of being Tramore is what we're thinking. It's what I'm thinking, and I just have to get the big companies behind me. But I've got some big names in fishing who've been very, very helpful, and I think we can get that job done. And I think it'd be a wonderful time. I think it would, if we did it in September when there are some numbers of really decent fish, you know, I've seen shows of 60s and 70s going past me on a September's evening, hammer on Joey mackerel. I think to put you guys over that kind of fishing and to show you the potential, and to have it all barbless hooked, would be an amazing achievement, both for bass fishing and for Waterford and for my little company. So some new product lines coming on. Want to give a shout out to the lads from Ultimate in the UK, Lee and Scott, two super anglers. Like, you know, keep your eye on what the boys are doing. The two lads know their stuff. I promise you. I was chatting with Lee yesterday. I was chatting with Scott in the UK. I'd love to get them over here. Fishing. You know, the two boys are hardy. You know, there are lots of other guys to keep your eye on. Keep your eye on Henry's mates. Dave Tricky and the lads. They were all at the tuna meet yesterday, but those guys are they're some shit hot bass anglers. They know what they're doing, and they look in places that other people don't look. And the minute I start to hear that, I know I'm talking to a man who knows what he's talking about. And they're terrified of my YouTube channel. I keep saying, don't tell them. so just a wonderful morning. I can't describe to you what it's like after 3 years to wake up every morning like I'm crippled. You know, to have to sit on the edge of the bed for half an hour before you could get up and go down and get a cup of coffee. And none of that this morning. You know, I'd usually be up at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and I've done a load of jobs by now. And you know, I would say, it's all right, I don't mind, and all the rest. And it was all right, I was okay, like, but, you know, I was getting worn out. And certainly there were times in the last 3 years where without fishing I'd have been lost. I would have been lost altogether. I wouldn't have anything. Well, it's fishing on my dad. My dad is 89, and he's a small bit difficult, but he's incredibly well-meaning and 100% genuine, and he loves the bones of me and me him. And so as awkward and as difficult as he can be, when he says something, I listen and I go in and think about it, you know. And he errs on the side of caution, let's just put it that way, but he's been a rock, you know. And like, I started this business on a shoestring, you know. I literally on a shoestring. I sold my collection of red rods. That's what I did. I had bunch of red rods I bought myself when I had a previous business, and I had a load of lures. I sold those. I had a kayak. I sold that. I literally sold everything I owned, really. The only thing I kept was the boat, and I only kept it because I couldn't sell it. It needs new valves. And I took that money, and you look back over the YouTube videos, you'll see it. I was so sick. I'd struggle up and down the stairs, but I ordered a few rods and a few lures, and I sold them. Then I doubled what I ordered, and I sold that. And then I doubled it again. And then I doubled it again. And now I'm placing serious orders. And you know, companies are paying attention, and people are ringing me. I'm not ringing them. And I kept YouTubing, and I kept in the spirit of what I believe fishing is. You know, fishing to me is more than just going out and throwing a few lures or whatever. Like, it's a way of life, you know. It's passion. I adore it. Like, you know, I feel like a child when I fish, you know. I feel alive from the tips of my toes to the top of my head. And when it kicks off, you know, the buzz, like the buzz I've had with Bradley, with Stevie Flynn, you know, it's just been unreal. Like, when we're on the boat, say with Stevie, for example, and we're fishing the surface lures, and you're walking those lures back over the oyster trestles, and the next thing, one bass, then another bass busts out behind the two lures. I mean, it's just, it's an incredible feeling, like, and it's like so exhilarating, and there's no drink or drugs or nonsense or any of that crack going on, you know. And it has kept me, it has always been the goal, like, you know, like the whole way through this goddamn illness, whatever happened to me, you know, whatever the hell happened to me at the back end of COVID, I promise you, if you have somebody in your life who tells you they have long COVID, just listen to them and ask them what you can do for them, because they're really suffering. Like, sorry, I'm a little emotional now, but like I'm not a pushover. I've seen some stuff in life. Like, I've had a tough enough life, and I can tell you that I have never, ever, ever been through anything like the last 3 years. You know, there were days when I would have happily called it quits. You know, I mean, I'm sitting here now, my ears are ringing with tinnitus, and the thing has not gone away, but there's been an enormous, a seismic shift. Like, I can stand up straight. My arms don't hurt, my hands don't hurt, my feet don't hurt. I'm not hunched. If you look at me at the bass show, I'm like that. I'm hunched, and it was just a pain. And I know that there are a couple of clients of mine. Brian, he's out there, he's suffering at the minute. Just stay strong, Brian, boy. Just keep going, just keep walking. I ring him all the time. Mike, the same. Mike is an inspiration to me. I rang him the other day. He was having a good day. I was having a bad day, and he had the cop on to know, geez, Pat, you're having a bad day. I'll let you go. He understands that, like, on a bad day you can't even talk on the phone. You're suffering so much. So it's just incredible. I can't believe it. Like, oh geez, the boss better be frightened, because I'm coming. I'm gonna make up for lost time. Yeah, all morning, and to get to share it with you guys, the guys who supported me the whole way through. Like, I have to say a massive shout out to Cormac Walsh. Like Cormac does that stuff for free, just to promote the sport. He's such a softly spoken, gentle individual, and he's a good angler. He gets minter fish, and he's not a blowhard. Like, he doesn't go on about it. Like, he just, and I mean, the chat we had together on the podcast, that's what started this whole ball rolling for me. And without him, I wouldn't have had the courage or the motivation to say, right, well, let's try and start the lure company. Like, let's try and get something going, and let's try and bring back some of the old enthusiasm, you know. And I have got some cracking lures coming for you guys. I've been scouring the internet. I've been scouring the largemouth bass scene. I've been talking to every bass angler I know worth his salt to get them to tell me what they're fishing. I've got new techniques. I've got new lures. Got new jig heads. Got lots of new ideas coming, and we're going to mix it up a bit, and we're going to get the job done. We're going to make that X layer huge again. That bait was forgotten. I have no idea why. It should never have been. It's stick baits are where it's at. This business, paddle tails, yeah, are good. Like, I mean, I like to fish a paddle tail, but you will not beat a stick bait. Like, I promise you. Charles Nelson gives me a bit of wood. You could make it out of a broom handle, what he makes. In fact, the lads who started it down in Jersey, the two brothers, but sure, there's a long history of lads fishing Montauk and that with the same stuff. And that's where these guys, who get online and force their opinions and bully people and tell people they're full of shit and abuse people and everything. Just put them in a corner, away from you. Like, just ignore it, because they're not well people. Like, they're not well people. Like, I was a very sick man, and somebody, like, absolutely, savaged me several times. I just thought to myself, it didn't upset me. I thought it was funny. Like, I was laughing at him. Like, I thought, you're just making an absolute idiot out of yourself. Like, do you not know that you're sitting in your van screaming and shouting into Facebook Live while clearly after imbibing substances and drinking a can of lager? So that takes a fairly clever fella, doesn't it? You want to be fairly smart, like. Do you want me to ring the local Garda station, or do you want to ring them yourself? Clown. Like all of that nonsense has to go out of fishing. Like, it's killing our sport, man. Like, this hyper competitiveness, like, you know, that's not what bass fishing was about. You know, I'm going to run a competition this year when I start shooting lures, and it'll be for one prize for one fish, the biggest fish, and that's it. That's it. So anybody has a chance of winning it, because at any cast, that 12 or 13 pounder could grab your lure. Now, the thing is, it'll have to be caught on the power slide, which I have Clive Power, an absolutely extraordinary angler, to thank for. So I'm going to start shooting those this week. I have stuff coming from Flashmere this week. I have stuff coming from Fish Us this week. I have a massive order gone in with Ultimate Fishing. I have another order going out to Ultimate Fishing. Like, the shop is going to be stocked to the hilt. So, but I just wanted to share this moment with you. I'm sorry I got a bit upset. I can't get over how I feel. I can't get over it. It's incredible. Like the last 4 days, I mean, to take that much cortisone was so difficult. Like, by 8 o'clock at night, I felt like my head was going to blow up, you know. Like you were so wired from it, like, you know. It's a huge dose. But, like, literally, I could feel my body coming right, like things straightening up, and I could stretch, pull my arms, and all the pain has gone out of my right arm, like, you know. Like, I started 2 weeks ago. I took the 852, and I was calling it the 822 because I've developed this kind of neurological, like, I used to lecture in sociology and labor market economics and political economy of unemployment and stuff, so numbers were my thing, like, and I can't do that anymore. Like, something very, very strange happened to me, and I have not met a doctor who has an answer. You know, I haven't. But I have a wonderful GP who has stood by my side. She's a gift from God, that woman. She stood by my side, and she literally held my hand and just believed me. And when I needed to be put to sleep, she put me to sleep. When I needed to be woke up, she woke me up. And she just kept saying the same thing. One day at a time. We'll get there. We'll get there. You know, I didn't lose one thing. I lost everything. And I put everything I have into this business, you know, and then you get fellas who are doing it part-time, and they think it's smart to undercut everybody and sell stuff for rock bottom prices. That's fine. You won't last, because that's not, you know, like, you know, I'm not making big money. I'm never going to make big money. That's not what it was about, you know. Like, there's no money in the game, really. Like, unless you're Mick in Jersey, Mr. Fish, who's been 20 years, he's got a massive shop, he's been supplying online, he's got some money, right? I don't. I'm penniless. You know, I'm barely scraping by. Get from one order to the next, and pay my health bills, and pay, you know, all the medications and everything else. Like, believe me, I don't have much money. Like, you know, wasn't why I did it. I did it because I thought, you know what, I've actually got to do what I need to do. Like, I've got to actually try and do what's right for me for the first time in my life, because if I don't, I'm not going to make it out of this mess. Sorry, it's not what I expected this morning, but there you go. I had to record it because it's almost 3 years to the day, the 11th of March, 3 years ago, I woke up and I wasn't right. And from that day to this has been a slow march into hell and a slow march out again. And until you've had chronic illness, don't tell people you understand, because you don't. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. You know, don't. It's incredibly patronizing to them. Like you know, when people have had the flu for like a week, they're in bits. Imagine that for years. Imagine that being your reality. Like every day having some sort of ailment that you have to deal with, you know, and slowly but surely, like gradually losing your physical capacities. It was terrifying. You can see how upset I am. Like, it was terrifying. It was like, oh my God, am I going to end up? What way am I going to end up? Like, you know, and all I had really, well, I had to be honest, I had three things, right? I had my dad, and they probably come in this order, to be honest with you. I had my dad, who I could never leave alone. My dog, the chief financial officer, and I had fishing. And I clung to those three things as hard as I could. I said, if I can do this today, I'll get those things back. So that's it, folks. That's all I have to say today. It's been an amazing morning. Incredible. I never thought this day would come. I don't care about the ringing in my ears. I don't care about any of the rest of it. I haven't even checked the phone to see where my energy levels are at. I can tell you that they're through the roof compared to where they've ever been before. It's amazing. So, tight lines, everybody. Have a really, really, really good day. I'm going to go and fill some boxes, go to post office, go see my accountant, get on with the rest of my life. Or I'm going fishing. I'm going out pike fishing today. I'm going to throw a few guppies. So, after watching Ger Nolan, fantastic fish, Ger. Well done, man. So, cracking stuff. Brilliant. Brilliant to see you out there hammering fish like that. You must be one hell of an angler. Fair play to you. So, you know, I love to see fellas catching big fish. I love it. You know, it's fantastic. So, well, thanks everybody. I'll leave it there this morning. Sorry I'm a little emotional. It was a bit of a mad morning. I haven't woken up like this in years, and kind of maybe got the better of me. I don't know if I'll post this or not. I might not. It's probably a bit personal. I don't know. It's probably a bit personal. I should probably keep it to myself. But, you know, you've all been there for me, like, you know, just by subscribing, by following, by commenting, the kindness, the understanding. When I got things wrong last week, you know, I got orders wrong, and people were so understanding. Because I was just so sick, I couldn't figure anything out, you know. So, it means the world. Thank you very much. Tight lines, everyone. Be well.